Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Mass Premier Courts for the New England AAU Super Regional 10th grade championship game. I'm Mike Mancuso, joined by Chris DeSato. And Chris, we've seen a lot of great talent so far here this weekend over the past 3 days. This tournament brings out some of the best talent in New England today in this championship game for the 10th graders. We've got Metro Heat wearing the green uniforms, and we've also got BABC in the home whites.
Yeah, we thought it was over with March Madness, but it continues here from an AAU perspective with April Madness. Both of these teams looked very stout in their semifinal wins, so we'll see what they have on tap for us this afternoon, but I'm sure it's going to be exciting.
In terms of how they got there, Metro Heat able to take down Hoop Stars, Central Mass Swarm, Evolution, and MEBC in the semifinals to reach this game, whereas BABC took down New Hampshire Flight, the Rockland Rockets out of New York, and the Boston Elite Squad. So here we go. Starting lineup for this Metro Heat team features Trayvon London, Lester Riley, Miles Cole, Terrell Williams, and Christian Hahn. As BABC able to take it up the court now, they start Frouche, Jack Lockney, Jair Johnson, Garrett Stevenson, and Kashad Dixon. Inside the lane it comes. As again, BABC now working it up that far side. They drop it into the corner for Kashad Dixon. Up top now, here it comes. Back to the near side, Jair Johnson. Still scoreless here early on, first half action, 10th grade championship game. Another turnover, BABC turns it over. Metro Heat back the other way now. Metro Heat Boston, who is a combination of two previous programs, the Elite Skills Academy and Metro Heat out of the Boston area.
And head coach Marcel Smith done an outstanding job with his team, as have his assistants. Right now in the early going, Mike, just looks like both teams are a little bit amped up, got to settle down, take care of the basketball, and begin to execute.
Here's Lester Riley trying to dump it inside. Quick shot off the mark, that one from Terrell Williams. A little bit of a stumble there by Christian Hahn, nearly turned it over. Now cutting through the lane. Outside it goes. Shot on the way, no good. Rebound collected by Jair Johnson. Here comes BABC.
Good shot by Metro Heat. Got what they wanted. The closeout was a little late. Open jumper. Just was unable to can it.
Outside it comes now. And up top for Kashad Dixon. Dixon trying to force his way in. And we're going to have a foul. So it'll be BABC ball. Fortunately, folks, we don't have the number 13 for BABC. We'll try to get that player for you later on. He does have the ball right now as he rotates it over to the corner. Shot on the way, no good. That one was from Dixon. Rebound collected by the Metro Heat. And up the floor comes London. London, the little floater, can't get it to go. Trying to keep it alive, but knocks it out of bounds. It'll be BABC ball.
Looks like Metro Heat showing a little pressure going to that diamond press. They're usually looking to trap early on in that and then retreat. Don't get it. Nice aggressive play by BABC down the court. Leads to an easy scoop up and in.
Yeah, that one Garrett Stevenson able to connect from in close. And another turnover by Metro Heat going up for the jam, but unable to finish was Jair Johnson. And foul at the tail end of that play.
Well, and you talked to the BABC coaching staff, Mike, and what they told us before the game was it's not going to be too difficult to find out who Jair Johnson is immediately. He is the energy on this team. We saw him rise up and attempt a two-hand throw down there. Didn't get it, but just a little flash of display what he can give you athleticism-wise.
Little press being shown there by BABC. Metro Heat trying to counter and nearly turning it over as number 13 from BABC able to knock it out of bounds. It'll be tossed in now by Miles Cole. In it comes for London. London out of Southeastern Vocational Technical School. Lester Riley decides to flip it back over for London. London now picked up in a double team. Nearly had it knocked away, but finally picked up by Riley.
Yeah, 1-2-2 zone being played by BABC. Sometimes looks like a little bit of a 3-2. It's a 1-2-2, and you can see how with Johnson at the top, that's a disruptive zone with his length.
And sliding down underneath the basket there. Kind of in an awkward spot there. You can see the mark.
Yeah, somebody's got to
left
wipe
on
that
the
up.
floor, yeah.
Fortunately, the young man's okay. Definitely went down very awkwardly there.
That was Johnson just trying to stop on a dime and sliding safe into home, but fortunately Johnson okay. Goes down as a turnover on BABC. Again, Metro Heat trying to push the tempo of this one and getting into their offensive sets. London chopped down from behind, no call. It's kept alive by Riley. Riley has it knocked away by Johnson. Johnson able to get a hold of it. They work it to 13 underneath the hoop. He can't get it to fall. Stevenson has it tipped away and pushed ahead now for Williams. Can't finish, and actually
that's can't finish. We're not going to be able to finish.
Yeah, and look at that. Official able to fix the rim there after that left-handed stuff attempt from Terrell Williams. Came up a little bit short on the side of the rim, and I think that's the first time I've seen a rim,
a sideways rim,
altered like that. But
nice hops by the official. If that was me, I would have torn both quads.
And strong move to the hoop that time by BABC's number 24. Unfortunately, we don't have a name for him yet. We'll be working on that one as well. He will head to the line, though. Chance for the three-point play as BABC out to a quick 4-0 lead here. 4 minutes into this first half. Can't connect. And the no-look pass from Johnson is, I'm going to say, not tipped. I think they were looking for a tip there at that time, BABC, but
not going to get that call. Too much on the throttle with that pass for Johnson. Teammate wasn't ready. That was a bullet right by him.
Well, Metro Heat will inbound it with London. Long outlet pass over for Hahn. Hahn picked up by 13, now drops it outside. And another turnover. Quick hands of this BABC defense. Able to mix things up, but it'll be last touched by BABC after the miss. Goes back to Metro Heat. Up the floor it comes now, Williams. Was trying to feed Hahn on the inside, but that one tipped away by Stevenson.
And no one came out to play Williams right there, Mike. I think he would have been better served just aggressively attacking the goal, force someone to play you. If not, hey, take it all the way to the tin, see what you can do. You got to admire the unselfishness, but in that particular play, better off just keeping it.
Another quick foul on the inbounds pass that time. Going against Metro Heat. They pick up their second foul of the day. BABC works it up the floor. They look for Stevenson. A couple of nice moves. Puts it off the glass. No good. But he's fouled on the way up, and he'll head to the line for a pair.
Stevenson, tough, physical, really good footwork. Showed it on that particular move, getting himself to the line for a couple.
Yeah, Stevenson, the 6'6" product out of Cheshire Academy. And a little bit too strong on the first free throw attempt. Second one able to go in. And it is a 5-0 lead for BABC. And again, Metro Heat's really struggled here just trying to find quality shots. This very active defense out of BABC really holding them at bay thus far as Elson Lopes tries to get things going with London. London cuts towards the hoop, too strong. Rebound, though, collected by his teammate, and finish isn't there from Williams again. And
might have to institute a no dunking rule on this rim because not sure it's up for the
either
task.
that or they might need a screwdriver, tighten that thing up just a little bit.
One of the two, my
Get the
friend.
maintenance crew out here
There you
and
go, Bob Vila.
take care of that.
You got to like what Metro tried on that last play, though, Mike. As you said, they've been in much more of a reactive state offensively. They were aggressive on that possession. Take the ball to goal, see what happens. Don't let the defense dictate what you're going to do on offense.
Right,
And that's where the battle is.
And it's 5-0 on the scoreboard, BABC, but Metro Heat's got 2 missed dunks, so they could be right back in this game if they just had a little bit better luck there. And again, these kids probably getting a little bit fatigued over the course of the weekend. This is the 5th game now for Metro Heat and the 4th game for BABC. And again, just quality opponents all throughout this tournament. So
these tournaments are grinders.
And BABC, though, forcing the turnover and getting the finish with number 13 again. With 10:58 remaining, they lead this one 9-0 and have been all over Metro Heat early on.
Yeah, and it's been as a result of forcing those turnovers. We've seen 4 or 5 turnovers forced by BABC. They've been able to capitalize enough. We've seen them miss some bunnies as well. But certainly the turnovers and points off turnovers are fueling BABC early on.
Yeah, and really, I think the fact that Metro Heat really struggling to get any quality shots off. Yes, they've been able to get in a little bit closer to some of these dunks, but really have seen no shot attempts from the outside or even from the mid-range either.
Yeah, there was one very, very early, but other than that, you're exactly right, Mike. They have struggled. They've come up with empty possessions, and we know in these games that you've got to maximize the possessions that you have. You cannot continue to come up with empty ones. They have because of the turnovers forced by BABC. So if you're Metro, you have to take care of the ball and once again get back to executing your offense. They have had a couple of point-blank looks, but by and large, it's been tough to come by for them.
And thanks to our crack staff here with Cox Sports Television, we were able to get those names and numbers that we were missing. At number 13 for BABC, Jack Lockney, and 24 is Fru Che. So now the outside shot, a little bit off the mark that time from Terrell Williams, and another rebound for BABC as they slowly work it up that far side of the court through Kashad Dixon. Inside it goes Stevenson, can't get it to go off the glass. Back the other way now comes Lopes. Lopes in transition. Quick left-handed pass to the outside for London. London cutting towards the hoop, leaves it a little short, and is going to get called for the offensive foul. Sliding over at the last second was Kashad Dixon.
Nice play by Dixon to slide in and take that charge. Feet were set. He was down. Like the initial move, good shot fake, strong dribble drive to the rim, but credit Dixon for sticking his nose in, taking a hit.
The ABC continuing to up their lead. A nice shot from the wing that time. Kashad Dixon able to drain the jumper. And BABC has dominated so far and lead this one 11-0. Metro Heat now trying to bring it up through Miles Cole. Picked up by Lockney. Trying to work the interior again. Metro Heat. And going to get whistled for the travel was Terrell Wade Green. 6'5" product out of Brockton.
Lefty trying to operate down there, just a bit quick with the feet.
Known for being a very solid rebounder, but being called for the happy feet that time underneath the hoop. Here's Justin Leap. Outside now for Stevenson. Stevenson trying to force his way in. Ran into a double team. Able to get it outside now. Medora has it knocked away, and coming out of the pile is Miles Cole. Quickly ahead it goes again, and will it count? Yes, it will, says the official. On a slash to the hoop from Terrell Williams.
Terrell Williams saw a seam, exploited it right into the middle of the lane, able to absorb that contact and finish, and importantly, get his basketball team on the board. They needed that.
A little bit of an icebreaker there. Gets the goose egg off the scoreboard, makes it 11-2, chance to make it 11-3. Free throw doesn't go for the 6'3" and out of Bridgewater Raynham Regional. So up the far wing comes Sharon Harris. And a 5-second call against Harris.
Wow.
I guess he did. That was a very quick 5 seconds, but 5-second call nonetheless. It'll go down as a turnover on BABC. Metro Heat now. Chance to cut this 9-point deficit down a little bit, but a turnover from Lopes won't help things. Back the other way now. Sharon Harris. Quick rotation. 3-ball on the way. No good. That one was from Jack Medora. Quickly up the other end. Trayvon London trying to free himself up. Now Lopes. Across it goes for Williams. Williams, spin move. And yeah, that's got to be a travel. He's saying he was pushed from behind. Probably does have a serious case, but not going to go that way today for Mr. Williams as it goes down as another turnover.
And even if he was pushed from behind, or there was some contact there, as he makes the move, he's being bumped off his dribble line. He's spinning away 8 to 10 feet from the hoop. It's not exactly a high percentage shot. You're not going to be rewarded there. A little out of control on the initial move once he encountered some physicality.
Strong move that time, and the shot left a little short from Fru Che. But a foul on the tail end. Inbounding it now. Medora. Stevenson on the inside now. Quick shot from Che, no good. And the outlet pass for Lester Riley has his pocket picked. Justin Leap able to finish from close range off the glass.
Good presence by Leap, understanding that he had a shot blocker trailing, got that out of his hands quickly and high off the glass to elude the would-be shot blocker.
Leap, the 5'8" player out of St. Andrews. As another Metro Heat turnover, something that you've got to be sure that Coach Marcel Smith not too happy about right now. And you got more turnovers than points, never a good thing. Stevenson able to connect with a little hook shot off the glass.
And it's considerably more, Mike. I'd say they probably turned it over somewhere between 7 and 9 times already in this game. So it's the bugaboo.
Yeah, just past the midway point of this first half. Again, championship game for the 10th graders. New England AAU Super Regionals here in Foxborough, Massachusetts. And nearly a turnover as Lockney very active on the defensive end. And finally off the glass, able to hit was Miles Cole.
Tough shot, pretty kiss off the window.
Cole, the 5'9" player out of Wellesley. And a travel violation against BABC. Stoppage in the action. They'll each get a couple of subs into the game. Coming back in is Elson Lopes for Metro Heat, and one of the stars for BABC, Jair Johnson. One of the bigger talents in this game today, and getting a little bit of the shuffle of the feet for Terrell Williams, and you can just see his frustration level picking up here.
Yeah, once again, he's trying to go to that strong hand, the left hand, but he's being cut off, and in his attempts to spin back, he's just a bit out of control.
That time, though, getting back defensively, able to knock it away from Johnson. So Williams able to do it on the defensive end, even
and that's
though
what you like to see. Yeah,
struggling a little offensively.
Yeah, don't slump your shoulders. Come back and play defense. Generate some things for yourself and your team that way. So good bounce back effort by him just 10 seconds after the initial turnover.
So here's Johnson. Thought about 3, shuffled the feet before he dribbled, and that one was pretty obvious from here. He's a little bit incredulous about it, but did seem to be the right call. So the flow in this one kind of stuttering a little bit here in the last couple of minutes after a very quick start for BABC. Metro Heat trying to calm things down through Lopes as he's picked up by Leap. A little bit of a light pass that time, picked up by Lockney. Strong move to the hoop, no good. Leap there for the rebound, kicks it out for Johnson. Then quick ball movement, and what a finish there at the last second by Adam Floyd.
Great unselfishness, vision by BABC all the way around.
A really great hustle there as Lockney seemed to have the initial beat on it. Had to be bailed out by a couple of his teammates as we have a foul underneath the hoop. BABC out in front, 17-4 with just about 5:27 remaining here in this first half. At the line, shooting 2 will be Terrell Wade Green. Big lefty, big man. High arcing shot, gets it to drop in. Makes it a 12-point game. Green, one of a couple players out of Brockton. And drops in the second one as well.
Pretty comfy from the line.
Yeah, a couple of much-needed free throws there for Metro Heat Boston as they try to rally against this BABC team. Lockney outside for Johnson. Back around now, Floyd drops it in. Che trying to post up and able to drop it in from close range. Had a couple of defenders draped on him, but still able to finish that move.
Strong move, was able to clear some space initially by using his shoulder to just get into, not in a illegal way by any means, but just good quality physical play, created separation for himself, finished with that righty jump hook.
Williams, a little bit of a lazy pass that time as he was trying to feed it to Zeke Laurent. And the timeout called by Metro Heat. They want to talk things over. And timeout on the floor. We'll take one too with BABC on top. 19-6 with 4:41 left here on Cox Sports. And welcome back to the Mass Premier Courts here in Foxborough, Massachusetts on this Sunday afternoon. Mike Mancuso joined by Chris Desano as we've got the New England AAU Super Regional 10th grade championship game, BABC and Metro Heat. And so far early on, Chris, it has been all BABC.
It has, and really fueled by their length on the defensive end and their activity forcing turnovers. And Mike, we haven't even mentioned that Terrell Brown, who's a 6'10" sophomore for this BABC team, long, good shooter, great future ahead, is not even with the team today. So You know, but for that, you'd have an even longer team on the floor for this BABC unit. But they've come out ready to play, and Metro just has to try to get something going here, get themselves back in this ball game.
Yeah, just look a little bit out of sync here early on. Had a couple of missed dunks from Williams, who just had his shot altered. And again, one of the stronger presences on this BABC team, Jair Johnson, involved on the defensive end there. The big man, Wade Green, dumps it outside for Lopes. They're going to say it was tipped, so it'll stay with Metro Heat.
Once again, how many deflections have, not even turnovers, just deflections have we seen? Yeah. Shots altered. Here we are once again.
Yeah, very impressed by the defensive prowess of this BABC team. They've got very active, quick hands on the defensive end, altering almost every pass or shot, and really not making life easy at all for Metro Heat here today. So after the other turnover, here's BABC again with Kishad Dixon, a combo guard out of St. Andrews. Listed at 6'2". Drops it over in the corner for Johnny Blaze. Blaze now for Che. Through Che, the left-hander won't go. And Green there with the rebound. Here comes Metro Heat. Cole has to whip it back around now for Williams. Lopes. And inside they were trying to jam it in for Laurent. Williams. And they're going to call a jump ball. Again, Williams getting a little bit out of control down there in the lane. And possession favoring BABC.
And BABC just everywhere. The guards on that post-entry pass, the guards doing a nice job getting down there, trying to dig it out, make life uncomfortable for the big men. And then the recovery, by each of their players. They're playing really in sync as a unit right now.
And they've been able to go pretty deep on the bench as well.
Keep them fresh.
Jair Johnson leaves it on the outside for Johnny Blaze. Pulls up for the jumper, doesn't get it to go. Rebound collected by Laurent. And here comes Metro Heat down by 13. Williams on the wing, thought about three, kicks it outside now for Lopes. Coles. He'll put it up and gets it to go. Finally able to deliver from downtown. Miles Cole out of Wellesley makes it a 7-point game.
Miles Cole, tough kid, known as more of a driver than a shooter, but comes up with a big one from long range there.
Also known as one of the better defenders, really gets after it like a pit bull out there. And oh, the big answer that time. Keyshawn Dixon able to hit from downtown as well and push the lead back up.
Nice minutes from Dixon on both ends of the floor. We saw him take the charge earlier, and he makes an outside shot. We've seen him off the dribble a couple of times as well. Good first half for him.
Williams, little hop step on the baseline. It's going to be a travel. Again, trying to draw some contact, and you can just see the struggles that Williams has had throughout this game as BABC really locking down on him anytime he gets inside the paint or close to the hoop. Shad Dixon will leave it off for Lockney. Lockney out of BC High. Inside it goes now. Stevenson, tough shot from underneath the hoop, but got nudged by Zeke Laurent. And that put Stevenson at the line for a pair of free throws.
And good recognition there by a couple of teammates. Stevenson able to seal and establish position. No backside help. Able to float that ball over the top. He corralled it and then got himself a chance to go to the free throw line for a couple.
Yeah, has had his struggles at the line so far today as he misses another one there. With 2:05 remaining. Can't hit the second one either, so here comes Cole. Ahead for Lopes. Lopes now over to the wing for London. Back up top for Lopes. Penetrates, kicks back out for Trayvon London. So London and Lopes continue to play catch. As Lopes now trying to find the seam, had it poked away by Stevenson. Cole for three, and that won't go. Jair Johnson skies for the rebound. To the wing it goes. Lockney goes baseline. Nearly had it pop off his hip. Now whips it outside for Dixon. He gets called for the shuffle of the feet that time. 22-9 BABC with 89 seconds left here in the first half. Metro Heat trying to mount a mini comeback here in the final minute and change as they will check Christian Hahn back in.
And again, Mike, all things considered, Metro Heat's defense has been fine. You know, it hasn't been outstanding by any means, but that's the defensive effort on their part is not what's gotten them into trouble. It's just been the ineptitude on offense. And that's why they're still hanging around, and this game isn't completely out of hand.
Yeah, their defense certainly keeping them at least relatively alive as that shot blocked that time by Laurent. Cole now, as we have 1 minute left to go here in the first half. Cole dishes on the outside, jumper from the wing, off balance that time from Drayton Tisdale. And Lockney able to haul in the board. Lockney picked up by London as we've got about 40 seconds left. And a 5-second call on Lockney. So again, good defense out of Metro Heat. That time it was Trayvon London. Second 5-second call they were able to force on BABC here this afternoon. Checking in now for Metro Heat, Clay Andrews, the 5'6" player out of Zavarian Brothers. Final 23 seconds of the first half. Long range shot off the mark that time from Andrews. See what BABC can do here in the final 13 seconds. It'll be Dixon, picked up by London. Forces it to Stevenson, a quick jumper on the wing. That one is good, and that should just about do it for the first half as BABC getting closer and closer to that first place finish here at the New England AAU Super Regional 10th grade championship game. It's 24-9 at the break, BABC here on Cox Sports. And welcome back to the Mass Premier Courts here in Foxborough, Massachusetts, site of the 2014 New England AAU Super Regionals. Right now we've got the 10th grade championship game between Metro Heat Boston and BABC. And Chris, really in that first half, BABC really controlling things on both ends of the floor as they jumped out to a 24-9 lead.
Yeah, BABC came out of the gates extremely strong, set the tone defensively, was able to force Metro Heat into several miscues early on in this ball game, generated points off turnovers, and then held Metro Heat at bay from there. Metro Heat really never able to turn the ignition switch on their offense, but credit them for at least hanging in. They've bent severely, but they have not broken. Down 15, first few minutes of the second half, critical.
Yeah, absolutely important here for Metro Heat to get off to a good start offensively. We'll see what they can do against this defensive juggernaut in BABC. And there again, the quick hands. That time it was Kashad Dixon altering the pass and forcing the turnover. Exactly not what Metro Heat wanted to start the second half. As Johnson now, little stutter step, and he gets called for the travel.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Looked like he had released the ball and gotten rid of that pass prior to those feet shuffling on the ground. It's a tough call.
I think it was just he covered so much ground, even though it was legal, and although it was deemed illegal, but I think that's what made me draw the whistle.
I hear you, partner.
And
nice finish.
Yeah, finish that time out of Christian Hahn, 6'3" player out of Randolph. Able to make it a 13-point game now as Metro Heat's got to chip away here in this first 8 minutes of the second half, try to get it down to single digits. Long-range bomb that time off the mark from Dixon, and foul on the rebound attempt.
Nice job by Hahn to establish position and force the BABC player to try to either bump him, go over the back ball with Metro Heat. Pretty good closeout as well by Cole to get back and cover up that shooter.
Laurent will drop it back now for London as they cross the timeline here into the front court. London picked up by Lockney, drops over for Williams. Williams, who has shown some good flashes out there, just has had a little trouble of being able to finish on the offensive end. Laurent blocked from behind that time. Fruche able to come back and get a good piece of that one. Into the corner now. Jair Johnson leaves it back out for Fruche. Inside now, Stevenson trying to post up. Whole host of moves, but finally gives it back up to Che. Jumper is good foot on the line, so it'll go for two,
And
26-11.
Yeah, and a good mature decision by Stevenson. Threw everything but the kitchen sink at his defense.